Oh, I'm sleepy. It's some peeps. It's some more Camille. Look at me. It's some peeps. It's some peeps. It's some more Camille. And tonight I want to talk about, wow, I look sleepy. Y'all, I'm still dreaming and sleeping real deep. I don't know what's going on around here. But hopefully it's just some spiritual growth situation. So I want to talk about this whole, if you have sex with the same sex, are you gay? I don't know the answer to this. Because I think that, I don't know the answer to this. If you sleep with the same sex, are you gay? I don't know the answer to this, but I guess I would say yes, because this is the thing. When you're young and you know that a boy is a boy and a girl is a girl. So, and I don't see children crossing over until recently, really crossing over into different ways of play. Like, I didn't see a bunch of boys playing with dolls or a bunch of girls being interested in boys' things. But I do know it happened when they were young. This question is so interesting to me. This whole question is interesting to me. Because my opinion is, if you have sex with the same sex, then yeah. Because I don't, and I like pretty things. I think women are beautiful. I'll tell a sister she's beautiful, and they swear I'm hitting on them, but I'm not. I just can see the beauty in everything. But I don't want a woman. Like, I don't want to touch her boobs. I don't want to. You know? I like a man. It's supposed to be hard. His body harder than ours. Not the tenders. But this question just throws, my cousin and I were having a conversation and I'm like, I need to talk about this because this question just flusters me because there's no gay gene. Like, they say that there are several genes that participate in determining sexuality. But see, when you read certain things, you have to be smart enough to know that all they have to do is word it in a particular manner, and it'll give the impression that it's saying something that it really isn't. So, okay, a whole bunch of genes lead to sexual preference. They didn't list what these genes were. They didn't even offer a map. They didn't offer a map that showed the two instances when this particular gene grouping would create a person who desired the same sex. They didn't offer any of that information. So, needless to say, and it was the New York Times. You know they're bought and paid for. I'm a skeptic. So these articles keep saying, and the ICD, like the insurance code, diagnostic codes book that they use, has always listed any treatment to do with same-sex behavior as being a mental disorder. Like, it's only become some kind of socially recognizable thing and some, it's only become something, I mean, see, and here we go with this because my brain, I try to think of everything because I'm into diplomacy. I try to be diplomatic because who am I to tell somebody what their reality is? As long as it doesn't intrude upon mine. So, some people may need to live the reality of something different from what they physically experience. Who am I to say what relationship these beings have with the Creator? That's crossing over into a realm that is none of my business. But I'm going to say this. I don't understand how, if in an environment where there were both parents who participated in traditional roles of parenting and gave traditional examples of feminine and masculine without having actually directed the child in a particular direction, would they not have turned out as an adult to be what they witnessed? Because nature, nurture. It's already their nature to be a particular way. If the roles in the household were typical, would that child take the nature of himself and the nurture from the parents and become said nature? Like, I think, because I think that a lot of what is happening in our view is because we're inundated with images, chemicals, foods, books, examples. TV's shocking to the mind. Images are shocking to a mind, especially the child's mind. So who's to say? It's just so tricky to know. I think being gay was meant to be an anomaly. Just like a zebra being born with more black than white, because they seem to be very uniform. But things like that happen. Things are birthed into the world different from the standard creature. I'm trying to be diplomatic. I don't want to crush anybody's feelings. I just want to discuss it. Well, talk about it. So I believe there will be anomalies in beings, in creations on Earth, like certain versions of trees and mice, and everything evolves and changes. But I don't understand. See, and my brain tells me no, because evolution is meant to better the species, right? So if that's the case, how does that better the species? It only works to social engineering and the idea that we need to cut our numbers of population. Who they gonna cut though? To cut down the population in particular areas. And a great way of doing that would be to have same-sex people just adopt children that already exist and not create new ones. Besides, the more children that are created in a world that's starting to wake up, the more trouble there'll be. This whole subject just blows my mind. Because do people have sex with the same sex out of necessity, like prison? And I don't think that's a necessity, because I already said, don't send me to jail, Father, because I'm dead. I'm not messing with you because I'm trying to survive. You're getting shanked. I have no problem with the shankage. Like, I think I'm supposed to leave here without experiencing that. So that's a no for me. This subject just because are we being genetically engineered by all these additives, hormones, insecticides, roundups, and all these drugs, the metals? Are they changing us cellularly by just what we eat and breathe? I mean, I know they are, but are they doing it on a level where your mind and your body don't agree? Like, could that be possible? See, this is the kind of stuff that just messes with my brain because there's so many variables. For me, my daughter and I had this conversation, and I said to her, I said, I don't want a woman. Like, as beautiful as we are, I don't desire to lay next to a woman. I don't desire to put my mouth on a woman. Like, that's not a desire of mine. So, and my childhood being as it was, and me being exposed to things, you would think that I'd just be freak of the week. But that's not the case. Like, I that's not that's not where my mind goes. It's not. I feel like it's I don't feel like it's an evolution of the species. I don't think that I think evolution is meant to create ways for the species to survive better in the environment that they now find themselves in. That's not, you can't create another life from it. It doesn't create. So for me, that person would have to be gay because because you understand the ramifications of the same sex does not produce another human being, that you'd only be doing it for your own edification. Because I think we also get away from, I'm thinking, I think we also get away from what sex is supposed to be. Like, breasts are to feed babies, they're not for dudes. Like, all our lower self is meant to be managed and controlled for that reason, because those organs are tools for creation, and they're to be treated as if they're tools for creation, just like people take care of their paintbrushes or their art supplies, or, you know what I mean? Like, you don't leave them open and scattered and let them dry up and the brushes be full of dog hair, or, whatever. You care for those things as if you understand that they are meant to create something beautiful. And I believe that our sex organs are meant for the same task, and they should be treated in the same manner. But we've gotten far away from that. And it's not to say that you can't have sex when you're not trying to procreate, but my thing is to do it in a loving, or at the very least caring situation, and not to try to alleviate depression, or like not as a crutch, or you're bored, or you want to experiment. I mean, there's plenty of science kits at Hobby Lobby. Like, there's other places to put your mind besides your lower self. So any of these lower self subjects just are mind blowing for me, because I believe if you consciously make the choice to have sex with a same-sex person. And what is bi? My cousin brought that up. What's bi? What's bi mean? Like, what's it mean? I know it means, I understand that the idea is that you like having sex with both male and female or whatever. But my brain doesn't understand why you would want to. Just from my own perspective, because I'm talking from my perspective. But see, that's like, as mammals in supposedly higher forms of animals, supposedly. No, because we don't walk on all fours. So, as higher beings, we're going to leave that shit over there. Sorry, cuss. Were we meant to live with all these standards that we've placed upon ourselves? I say yes. I think that the reason why we behave so badly is because we've been exposed to people that didn't have the same social norms or social values that we did when we congregated amongst ourselves. So I think our exposure to others and the things that they allow in their social constructs that we don't has imposed itself upon us and made us behave in the same manner they do, because we're constantly being immersed in their social construct, because they did these things where they come from. I need to do some more studying. Like, did we do these types of things? Because I've heard about African tribes that, I don't know if this includes the Moors, but I've heard of African tribes that took a young boy from the tribe and taught him about sex before he got married, and then after taught him about sex, and then he got married to a woman and never did it again, supposedly. What's that about? Like, I need to dip into this deeper, y'all. Because, see, I'm still on the fence. I thought if I talked about it on camera and tried to flesh it out that I would understand. I still don't understand. It's not for me. But can I say that everybody that's had sex with the same sex, like in prison or in foster care, or situations where there's sickness and you feel like you don't have a choice? I mean, because you could say there's always a choice, but when you're young, do you know that? Like, how does that factor in? Like, how does all this social abnormality factor into who we've become as a society? And are we strong enough to stay immersed in all this dysfunction and survive? It's time to segregate. That's all I guess. It's time to segregate. We gotta go back to old school. Nobody touched the babies. Baby touching, same bun touching, and baby touch. We gotta segregate. I mean, just saying. It's the de-evolution of the people. I shouldn't even have to come on here and ask these kind of questions. You know what I'm saying? There shouldn't be a question of whether or not we're going against nature and what it intended for us to be and do. Like, this shouldn't even be. But I just thought it would be interesting to try to flesh it out. But I still don't have an answer. And as y'all can see, I'm sleepy and I'm scratchy, but I don't have an answer to this. Like, To me, it shouldn't be happening, but that's just an opinion of mine. You shouldn't voluntarily, you know? I don't know. Well, I give up, y'all. I try to figure it out. I try to talk about these things because I don't know the answer. But I'm going to say this. I wouldn't voluntarily do it. I mean, it's not for me. I'm not interested. So, I don't know what to say. So anyway, I talk about these things because I love y'all. This one, hey, I'm still confused. I talk about these things because I love y'all and I want us to find joy in ourselves, in each other, so we ain't got to look outside for it. And I want us to strengthen our hearts and minds and spirits so we can stay on this planet and especially on this continent so we can have it back. You feel me? So anyway, I love y'all. And I got to figure out. I might flesh this out some more. I'm still confused. I'm still confused. But anyway, I love y'all.